of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. You may be seated. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please? Here.
Kurt Schultz.
Here.
Jennifer Eaton. Here. Herman Ferguson.
Here.
David Walker.
Here.
Zach Tucker.
Here.
Pam Montler. Here.
I'll entertain a motion. So moved. Support. Been motioned and supported to approve the agenda as amended. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. Next is approval of the consent agenda. Regular board meeting minutes from August 16th, 2022. Special board meeting minutes from August 24th, 2022. Clerk's warrants and bills from August 31st, 2022.
So moved.
Support. Been motioned and supported to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to communications, we have two items on our communications. Number one is the Livingston County Sheriff Report dated July 31st, 2022, and the Fire Service Report dated August 31st, 2022.
So moved. Support.
And motion and supported to receive communications 1 and 2 and placed on file. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. We're going to go ahead and do public remarks tonight after new business because we have closed sessions, so we won't have to have you guys wait around and suffer through that. So, moving on to our first public remarks. If you have any comments about an agenda item, please let us know. Come up to the podium and address the board. Go ahead.
Scott Dietrich, there's appointment of a planning commission to two, I know, Kurt, was it Kurt? There was two of you guys, Kurt, Schultz, the other Schultz. And, now, if their term is up, weren't we supposed to post out for new applicants? I know it's a one-year term for what I'm reading, I looked it up. Don't we still have to put applications out for that? Even though
You don't have to. It's my appointment. So I've got a list of people that have always said, hey, so I keep track of them. And when time comes, I ask them if they want to be appointed.
I was gonna practice with you. All right, the Zoom, I know you're talking about getting rid of it, I don't know how many people, I know there was a couple of people in the past that had COVID, so it was a big, I know it's probably not a lot of people on it. I know Jeanette's taken, so maybe that will help fill the gap if you guys decide to get rid of it. But, I don't know, what we paid for it already, it's already paid for. But, the last thing I'm gonna comment is, look at the expressway again. It's all backed up, another accident, it's like, so we live with. So we've been out here since, my family's been out here since the 50s. The sheriff's here, all this construction out here, but we never get a third lane. We never get a third lane. We need to get these officials out here. We need to get Hartwood Township, I said this last meeting, we need to get Fenton Township. We need to get everybody involved and say enough to the federal government and say, we want US 23 fixed right. They did all these bridges out here. Up north, you go down there, they're taking the bridges out. And they're all one piece, two pieces, and there's a center, and there's room for a third lane. Like I said, you guys go to the center road here, look at the cement falling off the bridge that they just repaired. Big hunks, big pieces, and they just fixed that just what, a year or so ago? So maybe the sheriff's department's gotta get involved too. But we need to get the federal government on their ass and say, enough is enough in here. I mean, our fire department, it's not safe for these guys. It's about time you get a third lane out here. I know it's gonna take a few years, but we gotta get the ball rolling. But you gotta get these people in here and start putting their feet to the fire. We're the ones paying the bills. The fire runs, the police runs. And these guys, I mean, I know they're understaffed too. So, I mean, what are we gonna do? We just go day by day? I mean, someone's gotta get, I mean, I think these townships, somebody's gotta take the ball and say, listen, go to Fenton, go to Hartman, go all the way down 23, get a hold of all these townships that are involved in 3 years, say, hey, enough. It's enough. Well, the people live in this area, we gotta put up with this crap. You can't move when this shit happens.
Anyone else? Yes,
Jeanette Lopetta, Fuller Drive, also representing a group called Tyrone Township Watch. I didn't time this out, so stop me when I go over my time. The last board meeting was held on a Wednesday morning. The supervisor called it a special meeting, but only email subscribers were notified and there was no announcement on the township's website. My comments today have to do with lack of transparency and what I see as attempts to prevent residents from knowing what's going on. In fact, even as of today, there's no record of this meeting on the township's website. There's no synopsis of the meeting, something that's always done. There's no packet for the meeting on that website, something that's done. And there was no Zoom invitation, and Zoom wasn't utilized, which is something that was always done for the past couple of years. At the start of the meeting, again, talking about this Wednesday morning meeting, there was no handout of the agreement, which was the reason for the meeting, agreement with the Historical Society. Even though there was public comment time prior to the vote on that agreement, we did not know what was in the letter. Even though there was comment after the vote, we still didn't see what was in the agreement. I had to request a copy by email to me, and I got it several days later. When asked why I couldn't see the agreement, the treasurer told us that we should have gone to the front desk and asked for a copy. I don't feel that that's right, that people have to do that. I mean, what about the people that didn't attend the meeting? Why is this still not out there? And I understand that it's now in the meeting minutes today, but there still is no synopsis. I was told that the meeting was recorded. Jennifer, you said it was recorded. Where's that recording of the meeting? It's not on the website, it's not on the YouTube channel.
We didn't do it right. We didn't do it right.
What's that?
We didn't do it right, and I forgot to post it on the
Okay,
website.
all right,
I
so it's
sent
coming-
it out the email. None of them did it. That was me.
Okay.
My mistake.
Okay, good. So I'm glad that it's coming. That's a good thing. Again, the supervisor said that day when I asked about Zoom, oh, we're going to have this on the next meeting talking about not using Zoom anymore. Thank you for adding it to the agenda today now, which you just added a few minutes later, or a few minutes ago. But how do we know what's on there? Like, what's the reason for ending Zoom? Is there a replacement? Why are we ending Zoom? This is something that's been done for quite a while now. And I don't understand why we're gonna discontinue it. People like to use Zoom. They like to see, if they can't come to the meeting, they like to be able to pop in and out of the meeting. So that is my concern. The other one is what Scott also spoke about. 2 members expired last week with the Planning Commission. I don't know why we didn't know about this until now, especially with it being such an important year, the Planning Commission and working on the master plan. Scott asked about an application. No, the supervisor has this list. Wouldn't we want the community to know as a whole? There could be many people out there that would love to serve on the Planning Commission. Shouldn't we be looking for the best people and people that have interest? And why did we find out about this when they had expired? We got the meeting agenda on this, and those 2 people are gone. We right now have no planning chair, right now. So, I don't understand why we're not asking the community, and why it's all up to Mr. Cunningham. I do understand that it's an appointed position, that I get. But when I asked the Planning Commission specifically, if they would go to bat for the community and go to Mr. Cunningham and say, could we form some committees? And I said, even tell him Jeanette Lopetta won't be on the committee. I'll finish up.
Okay.
And I told them, even tell him that. Their answer to me was, and it's on tape, we report to him. We don't do anything for it. We don't listen to the residents, is basically what they said. I find that very sad and not very unacceptable. Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you. Moving on to new business. First item of new business is renewal of the Livingston County Sheriff's contract, which expires at the end of this year. Basically, it's the same terms, conditions that we currently have in place with a 3.5% increase per year. If you look at the compensation rate at the last year, that's only for part of the year. So that's why it's $43,345. So you have anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, so, just briefly, so as Supervisor Cunningham mentioned, there's no change in the contract other than the dollar amount. And, we get our, dollars essentially from fiscal services in conjunction with our, financial analysts. So we do a 5-year projection that those numbers were given to you guys at the beginning of the last contract that you're currently under. So these numbers are no surprise, they haven't changed, they were the same numbers that you were given 3 years ago. This is just an extension, and again, as Supervisor Cunningham pointed out, this stops the end of March 2025, because that's your fiscal year, right, ends then, and then we will have new numbers. So our deputy's contract is up at the end of this year, so then we'll go back and look at true costs again and have another rate going out for the next 5 years as far as what it's gonna cost for contracted services. So, you know, I apologize for not getting up here more than we do, but I know you guys have contact with the deputies that work the township, and they kind of operate under the theory that if I don't hear too many complaints, that things are good. So I haven't heard too many complaints, so things are good. They have any entertaining questions?
Except for tonight.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. In fact, I almost don't even need to ask, but if the township needs more than one deputy, presumably that this doesn't exclude that. That would still be covered, right?
Yeah, correct. So you guys have a 5-day-a-week, 8-hour-a-day contract. We have a identical contract with Putnam Township. The only difference being is they get 7 days a week, right? Harlan just inked a deal for 7 days a week, 12 hours. So we can, it's truly a la carte, whatever you want.
And then when our special assessment is up, then we can have a discussion on how we want to proceed with that. Whatever the residents want to fund, then we'll do it. Thanks, Murph. Appreciate you being
I
here.
have a comment.
Sure.
You just said 5 days. This, under third, says services to be performed by sheriff. The sheriff shall furnish police protection and patrol to the township 8 hours a day for 7 days during the week. I think we are 7 days.
I think he was.
You did? You guys are 7,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
All right, I thought we were, but I'm just clarifying that.
Even the sheriff is human too.
Yes, I know.
That's like my second mistake today. That's like, normally I'm good for about 2 a week, so it's a long holiday.
If
I'm
ever,
still, I'm still on paint mode. I painted this week.
Oh, that's what it
Paint fumes in my head. We'll go with that.
was. Like, okay.
Are you charging us for 5 and you're getting 7?
That
Sure.
would be nice.
We just weekend.
Calculations.
You get a couple more hours in your big bread, we'll see.
We do. All right, any other comments for Sheriff Murphy? Thanks, Murph, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any questions or concerns? Then entertain a motion. So,
Support.
been motioned and supported to renew the Livingston County Sheriff's contract. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Next is appointments to the Planning Commission. Chester Schultz, who has been on our Planning Commission, is resigning. He's not going to be reappointed. Work calls, so I think we appreciate his time here and service to his community. In his place, Kevin Ross has been pecking at my door, wanting to be on the Planning Commission. I think he's well-trained, brings a lot of skill sets. He's here if anybody has any questions. You want to raise your hand so everybody can see it's Kevin. So if the board has any questions, all right, being there's none, Move on to Rich. Rich is our current planning chair. His term expires, and we're just gonna reappoint him. He filled in, during a time when Dan Stickle, resigned in the middle of his term, and he's done a pretty good job, so. Any questions, comments?
So Richard's term would end in 25?
Yes, they're 3-year terms.
So moved.
Support.
Good motion and supported to appoint Richard Erickson and Kevin Ross to the Planning Commission. Any further discussions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. Moving on to item number 3 is a resolution to adopt the Livingston County Hazardous Mitigation Plan, which is right here. It basically, the plan itself identifies any potential hazards. It has some history of the type of hazards, whether it's a biohazard, a weather hazard, a storm hazard, whatever. So any type of hazard they have, it identifies the threats of hazard. It has some history of past things, floods or whatever could be in there. They identify communities of risk, and what this allows us to do if we adopt this plan is we have an area that's risk, and they're trying to improve that. There's grants from the federal government that open up for us by adopting this plan.
It's a very thorough plan. I read it. Just about every page.
It's 200, it's a lot. So there's some redundancy in there, but there's a lot of data that's compiled. A
So
lot.
they did a lot of surveying work. They put a big amount of time into getting this thing together. So I think they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, that's the.
It didn't say in the report, is this triggered, it seemed to, it alluded to it, it was silent to it, but is it triggered by the census? I mean, it refers to the 2020 census a lot. So is it triggered by, my question is, when did they update this? Did they just update it every 10 years? Is it?
5.
Okay.
At this 5.
Okay, because if I missed it, it
Yeah.
just seemed like it didn't.
We adopted this,
Say,
in 2017.
I was just curious.
Yeah, but the census data does figure into it, especially, we look at the size of the community,
Right.
dollar volumes, what have not, and emergency response.
Yeah, okay.
And also lists all the, different type of, responding agencies that we have, who the contacts are, and what have not.
Hey, Mike, I have a question. I don't know if this ties in with that, but we talked before about the emergency generator. That would have nothing to do with this here.
No, I think if we were to get anything for that, it would probably be through like Red Cross or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's turning out to be really expensive.
Is it the generator?
Yeah. Over 100,000.
I got some bottles in my garage. We start right now. Hey, I got probably about $200 I'll put in.
You must be thirsty.
It's not me, just pick them up along the way. I work guys with this monster, and it's a couple of my guys cranking it, throw them in there. So they don't turn them in, they just leave them in the garbage can, and I just donate, whatever.
Let's get back to the plan. Any other questions or comments? There's a motion.
So resolved.
Yeah, support.
It's been motioned and supported to adopt the Livingston County Hazard Mitigation Plan. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed?
You get this.
Oh, you know what? It is a resolution. Let's withdraw that. Go back to so resolved. And support. So can I have a roll call vote, please?
David Walker,
Yes.
Kurt Schultz,
Yes.
Kurt Ferguson,
Yes.
Zach Tucker,
Yes.
Mike Cunningham,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden. Yes. Dan Mochler. Yes.
That resolution passes. Item number 4, Zoom, it's not on our agenda. The governor, through an executive order, gave us the ability to use Zoom. We extended Zoom through an emergency declaration, and we've always kind of kept it in place, thinking that a lot of people would use it, and we're finding that not many people are using it. And it's become a point of contention of it's not working. You know, we've had a tech out here saying it's working. If somebody's got a bad connection, it's not working. It's still our fault. It's not working. To throw thousands of dollars at it for people, I don't know if that's worth the investment. So we're just not going to use it anymore.
I don't even think it's fixable because it's not our internet, it's some places in the community that.
And all of our stuff is put on YouTube, so they can still see the meeting. They're not going to miss out on what happened or what was said. So that's that. Any questions or comments?
No, but
I was just saying on YouTube, it's streamed live when it happens.
Yes.
Okay, but they can't, like if somebody's home, they can't like comment or anything
Right.
from there?
Technically, they told us to end it, but we just kind of kept it in place. It's not a valid format for a meeting. It was just more of a convenience type thing.
it's still streamed live.
Yeah, it still streams live. Right now, it's streamed live on YouTube and recording. So people that want to pop in and out can. And they just don't have to comment. If they have code or something, they can always write a letter to one of us and we can read it as public comment. So their voice will still be heard. Okay, so we have no more new business. Moving on to public remarks. Any other public comments?
I just want to add to that, I know, Jeanette's, we did it before, somebody can always, if you guys would allow it, somebody could ask a question through Jeanette too. It's really important. We're on a big issue, you know. You guys might want to, I wouldn't say just for anything, but if we're on a big issue thing, we could, she's still taping, we could always get a question through that way too. I understand there's just not that many people using it. I understand that, so, but just try to keep the doors of communication open.
Yeah. Can someone hold this? Okay. Jeanette O'Hara. 4 people are important. If 4 people are listening in. So, there's school boards that use this all across the nation, townships, counties, families, children. And you told us 2 weeks ago how we had a heck of a deal up here because you all have college educations, but you guys can't figure out how to use them.
Wow.
She told us. I think it's, you should be trying to be transparent. What's so funny, is this another free face that I'm getting, a free look?
Sure.
Free look, is it?
Yeah.
A free look.
It's a free look.
Could you get that, please?
I got it.
It's a free look.
Okay.
No charge.
Well, I have no idea what that means. There's a problem here with the transparency. And I believe that having Zoom operating still would be the right thing to do. I also asked, is this your decision? Is it the board's decision? Did everybody else get a say on this, or is it just your decision?
It was discussed amongst board members.
So a private meeting about it? No vote is needed?
No, it's between Jennifer and Pam and I.
You and Jennifer and Pam?
Yeah.
Okay, just for clarity.
We're the administrative board around here, so yeah.
So there's an attempt to not be clear and transparent with people. So this is one of them.
Only by your thoughts.
No, because you demonstrated It just even at the last meeting, not providing that document.
Not arguing, not fighting with you. Facts.
I'm not fighting with you.
So, you have anything else?
I do.
Okay.
The last meeting, when I was told that the only way I could see that document was to go ask for it, and you guys vote on it, have a public meeting, that's not transparency.
When you asked for it, it was given to you.
No, it wasn't. It was I
In
was given.
fact, I heard you even got it the night before, so.
It was given to me by your desk. They told me they emailed it to me the next week. I was told by Jennifer, she said, if you wanted the copy, you should have gone to the front desk. There was no copy here in the room. There was no copy for us to read, to be able to comment on before you voted. That's not transparency. That's what I'm saying. And so to start killing things like Zoom, it seems to me that there's an effort to not be transparent. That's what it looks like to the public. Do you care about that?
No, I do care, but you are living a different reality than I live. So, I'm not saying you're right or wrong, you just live a different reality.
What's my different reality?
You seem to think there's something wrong, and we're transparent as can be.
But I just mentioned two things that you weren't transparent on.
You were given the report when you asked for it?
After you voted on it, but not until the next week could I see it.
Yeah, we apologize for that, so,
That's not transparency.
okay. One vote.
It's not one. It's also changing videos and altering videos.
That is an outright lie. Ms. Rapetta, you have
There's no
something to
lie?
add?
Okay.
If you're gonna sit up here and just lie. Because we have altered or changed the video.
Well,
And
you
that's an
have.
outright lie.
You have, and I have proof of it.
All right, have a seat. Your time's up. Anyone else? Being that there's none. We need to,
Need a motion to
either
get,
we go, a motion to go into closed session.
so moved.
Support.
It's a resolution. So now you have to resolve.
I resolve.
Support.
It's been resolved and supported. Go into closed session. Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
David Walker,
Yes.
Kurt Schultz,
Yes.
Herb Ferguson,
Yes.
Zach Hunter,
Yes.
Mike Cunningham.
Yes.
Jennifer Eden. Yes. Pam Lawler. Yes.
All right, we're gonna go into closed session. You're welcome to hang out. I don't know how long we're gonna be in there. We are not conducting any other business after that. We're just gonna come back and adjourn.
No discussion after at all? Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
The township.